25 or 30 folks from the Reds in Greater Cincinnati, CVB in the city, and others going to Benchmark, Minnesota, working that event to get a really good understanding of what we're into.
The Reds are sending a lot more than just 4 players to the All-Star game this year as the team gets ready to bring the big game home in 2015. Good evening, everybody. In 1 year and 1 week, Major League Baseball's All-Star game will be played right here.
The game was last in Cincinnati back in 1988, and since then, it turned into a full-blown baseball convention that takes over a city for a full week. Local 12's Joe Webb joins us now live from the ballpark with what's being done to get ready. Hi, Joe.
Hey, Cammie. You know, next year, Great American Ballpark will host a minor league all-star game, a celebrity softball game, and the home run derby, all in the same week before the 2015 Major League All-Star game on July 14th. The team has big plans for the Great American Ballpark, and the city is also wrapping up some major work all around it. A couple of dozen locals will hit the ground in Minneapolis later this week to check out what they're doing right and wrong for this year's Major League Baseball All-Star game. Reds Chief Operating Officer Phil Castellini says he's got lots of questions about logistics, organizing volunteers, and handling crowds. He's also got a lot of things already in the works.
Beautification of the ballpark. We'll do a lot of projects in the off-season to get it looking as good as it can, and certainly around the city as well. Activations, signage, like the World Choir Games. It was hard to go anywhere in town and not know that was going on. The All-Star game will very much have that same feel in the city.
Starting at the airport and extending downtown. A sign and logo of the 2015 game will be unveiled at Great American Ballpark next month. Outside the ballpark, much of the neighborhood has been a construction zone for several years, and big pieces of that work, specifically the parks, will be finished next May and June.
Where the parks used to end back at the public landing, and now there's a whole chain of parks that will go right through the site all the way to the football stadium. And it's almost 3 miles of continuous trails and walkways and green space.
Including a playground, additional fountains, and the crown jewel, Carol Ann's Carousel on the north side of Mering Way. It opens in May 2015, but Phil Castellini says he gets on the All-Star Game merry-go-round next month.
And then we'll pretty much start planning full-time from basically August 1st all the way through execution next year.
Now, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game also has a week-long Fan Fest, which is like having Reds Fest, except for all 30 Major League teams. That will be at the Convention Center and will last an entire week. Cammie, it's all a year away. Reds-Cubs, just a couple of hours away. Reporting live at Great American Ballpark, I'm Joe Webb, Local 12 News. Cammie?
It really does sound like so much fun, Joe. I hate that we have to wait for a whole year.
Oh, yeah, but it'll be worth the wait. I mean, it's a great event. I remember what it was like in 1988, and what they do today, I mean, it's so much bigger, so much better, and despite all the other stuff, there's a great baseball game at the end of it.
Yeah, we kind of forget about that.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Joe. In every All-Star Game city, Major League Baseball also builds what it calls legacy projects. Each year, that brings at least $1 million in improvements, most of them to existing youth baseball facilities.